If you haven't watched part 1, then click here now. Okay, so now that I've got my clay in there, pretty thick, you can see it's about a ½ inch, maybe more, thickness of clay in there and all around. At least ½ inch. There's a couple things you're going to want to do before you move on to peeling the paper off. So one thing I do for all my masks is I tend to make a something for them to rest on, because if you were to work on your mask, obviously you're going to have it this way around and it's going to be sitting like this, and if you leave it like that for too long, you're putting a lot of pressure on the center of the sculpture here, and if you leave it for a long time like this, it might actually cause it to buckle in the middle and crack. So I make a sort of cushion almost to go in the center. So to do that, I take a bunch of newspaper, individual sheets, and I just crumple them up and shove them inside. And I do that, and I compact it, and I do that until it's up and over the top. Okay, so now that I've got all that paper pressed down in there, you can see it's over the top. You can do one of two things. You can either grab a bunch of packaging tape and lift all this paper out and wrap all the way around it, keep it all together. You want to do that lengthwise, widthwise a couple times as well. Or you can shove it into a plastic bag. You can shove all this paper into a plastic bag, shove the plastic bag in here, just to make sure it's the right shape. Wrap the excess of the plastic bag around and then just tape it down with 1 or 2 pieces of tape. The plastic bag method will save you quite a lot of tape, so I'm going to do that. And there you go, I've got my little cushiony back part for the mask to sit on, like so. And that should stop it from putting too much pressure on any one area and possibly making it crack. So that's good. There's one more thing you want to do before you start to peel off the paper. The last thing you want to do before you can start peeling off the paper is you're going to want to clean up the edges a little bit. So you can see here in some places the clay may have actually overflowed past the edge, so it's places like this. So first you're going to want to push these parts back so you can actually see the edge of the paper. Now I'm just going to show you on a small area and then I'll do it for the whole mask. Now hopefully you can see here how this clay actually extends past the edge of the paper here. So that's going to give us a not so nice edge. So the way I'm going to do it to to bring it right back to the actual paper edge is here I have a clay knife, but you can do the same step with a metal ruler or something similar. And I'm just going to put my knife perpendicular to the edge to the paper, and I'm going to cut right along the edge. And that should give you a much nicer edge that you can work with on your sculpture. That is true to the original Pepakura model. So you can see this now has a nice flat edge, and it is now up against the paper edge. So I'm going to do this for the entire model all the way around. I can trim it back a couple of times just to make sure you get it nice and right up against there. And then once that's done, we can move on to peeling the paper off. Now that I've cut back all these edges, and you can see them all cut back here, and everything's up against the edge of the Pepakura model now, you can start to peel away the paper. Now I would start by start at the edges, as that's going to be the easiest part to lift up. What you might want to have on you is a Stanley knife, just to help you cut some of the tape if it gives you difficulty when peeling the paper away. So I'll cut this off and then I'll show you the nice clay base that you get from using this method. And there you go, you have your clay base. Now, even Pepakura, using this method will not be perfect. There's always, you know, issues with every method, but it will get you most of the way there. Most of the grunt work here is finished for you. As you can see, sort of this area isn't quite as angled as this bit. That's just because I didn't fold it perfectly evenly on both sides. But it's very easy because it's all in proportion already, so all I have to do is take a clay sculpting tool and sort of bring this down a little bit here, and now bring it back to being a nice even fold on both sides. There may be certain areas that you can see along here, little divots in the surface. That's fine, because the main shape is there. All you have to do is add a little bit of clay in there, and that'll fix all of that. So with this done, you've pretty much got most of your sculpture finished already. All you need to do is give it a little bit of cleanup, smooth it out, add your details, and you're finished. So this is a very good method for getting your symmetry down very quickly and very easily. I know myself, I'm not an experienced sculptor, so this really helps me save time on trying to get the symmetry correct. Hey, if you use this method to make a mask or a helmet and you'd like to learn how to make a mold of it, then click right here. No, seriously, there's a link here. You should check it out.